Hello everybody and welcome back to another video for the day. We are heading back into r/AmITheDevil, and if you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. Also, if you guys would like to save 10% on your next order of gamer subs, use code Tommy at checkout, or click the link down below. It'll automatically apply the discount to your transaction, and it helps support the channel. AIO, my mom went to my sister's house instead of mine before my daughter's first birthday party. There is a lot of backstory to set the stage, but I feel like I'm going crazy, so I want to get other people's opinions. My daughter was born at 27 weeks gestation age. It was completely unexpected. I was in the hospital for vomiting, and her heart rate dropped. It came back up by the time that we got to the OR, so they admitted me. And 2 days later, the same thing happened, and her heart rate did not come back up when we got to the OR, so she had to be delivered via emergency C-section. She was in the NICU for 2 months. My husband and I feel so lucky that we were in the hospital while this happened, and so grateful that she's here with us because I could have gone another way. Her due date was March 21st, but she was born December 27th. That obviously is not a great day for a birthday, as everyone is out of town for Christmas. So her first birthday party just had my mom and one of my friends who was in town. We knew it would be small since it was 2 days after Christmas, so we decided to throw her a first birthday party this weekend on Sunday, around her due date, when everyone would be in town. My younger sister lives 2 hours away. I live in a big city, and my mom doesn't like driving to the city, so she drives to my sister's and takes a train into the city, and my husband usually picks her up when she visits us. My sister didn't come to her birthday in December, but is coming to this one and bringing her 3 kids. My mom said that she wanted to hitch a ride with my sister on the day of my daughter's party. On Wednesday, she told me that she was traveling to my sister's house tomorrow, Thursday, and would come down to the city with my sister on Sunday for the birthday party and stay at our apartment after that. I've been so stressed that I didn't immediately clock that she was coming 3 days early but staying with my sister instead of with me. I called her last night to ask if she could take a train into the city and help us before the party. She asked to think about it overnight. Today, she said that she can't take a train today on Friday, but could tomorrow, Saturday, the day before the party, the day that we have the most stuff to do and the least time to pick her up. She says that she had no idea that I would want her to come to my house and help out before the party. I said it's obvious that I would want help. I have a 1-year-old and I'm trying to prepare for the birthday party. I don't think that she would arrive 3 days before the party. Since she planned to get a ride with my sister, I figured that she would get to my sister's on Saturday, the day before the party. She thinks it's not obvious that I would want her here to help me. I'm enraged that this wasn't obvious to her, and I feel like it should be. Am I overreacting? Edit. At the beginning of the week, I told her my husband and I were talking about her coming to help out before the party because we were starting to get stressed. She said that she was still planning on coming with my sister, which interpreted as she not wanting to come early. Yes, but you still expected her to just know telepathically, hey, you have a baby, maybe I should come up a little early and everything. Here's the thing, if you need help, if you want somebody to happen to show up a little early to help, but if a heads up or, some kind of vocal transmission of that information is a lot more effective than just openly expecting them to know. Don't get mad because somebody that you didn't give them proper information asking, hey, can you come up a little earlier, didn't actually show up a little earlier. A little bit of a message, some kind of phone call, something of the sort. Just something to give them an actual confirmation. Hey, I need help with this. Can you come and help? Instead of just openly expecting because you got a baby. University expulsion due to cheating. TLDR, cheated on 2 exams during the last semester of university by obtaining the professor's login information and seeing the exams before they were given. Professor gave me an F in the course, but passed the information along to higher-ups, who subsequently expelled me. I will be appealing my case. I have a few more days to send in an appeal letter. After I send in my appeal, I am entitled, based on the code of conduct, to a hearing in front of the dean. I have contacted an attorney who is looking into everything. I wanted to know what is the best course of action is to make my chances as strong as possible to get my sanctions lessened. Location is United States. The course I cheated on was not a major course. I completed all of my major courses by merit, and this is the first cheating offense. I have never been accused of misconduct or wrongdoing in my 4 years at this university. First and foremost, I have reached out to an attorney who has recommended me a few things, but I wanted to come here as well as for any advice, a throwaway account for obvious reasons. Yes, you know, r/legal advice versus, an actual attorney. Yay. Sometime in February, I planted a camera behind the keyboard in the classroom where my pet professor lectured. Once she typed in her login information, I was able to view the video and obtain her login information to use for my own personal benefit. On dozens of occasions, I logged in using the professor's login information on school computers in labs that have cameras, and viewed exams, passed labs, and even changed my own grade in the course. The first exam, around late March, I had seen the answer key prior to taking the exam, and naturally got a 100% on the exam. No suspicion was raised by the professor. I continued to view answer keys prior to the next exam, which was taken in late April. My exams were very identical to the answer keys. I put the camera back in the same place as the first time. However, this time, at some point during the video, it shows her looking directly at the camera, implying that she did indeed see it. In the beginning of May, about a week after the second exam, my professor came up to me after class and asked me to come with her to the department chair's office. When I sat down, the department chair told me that there was a strong suspicion of me cheating on exams 1 and 2, and asked if there was anything that I wanted to tell them. I said, I admit I cheated on them. That is all I said. I did not admit to how I cheated. Afterwards, he asked me how I cheated, to which I did not respond. They had me sign a form essentially stating that I admitted to cheating and that they were going to pass along the information to the Academic Affairs Committee for further investigation and potentially further sanctions to the top of an F in the course. About a week later, a police officer from the university came to my department and asked me to come with him. He drove me to the campus police station, where I was questioned about illegal computer usage. An hour later, at the Academic Affairs office, I was informed verbally that I was going to be expelled from the university, and a day later I received a letter reiterating the fact that I had been expelled. The letter states that I did not get a degree, cannot participate in graduation, and cannot be readmitted to the university now or in the future. I reached out to an attorney yesterday and will be meeting with him tomorrow. The steps I am taking for this will follow. The university allows students to appeal the decision within 5 days of receiving a letter, which I am doing. Essentially, the appeal that I have written states that I admit that my actions were egregious, and that I felt so much pressure to pass the course, and felt awful when I cheated even before I got caught. I said that I wanted to fess up, but didn't know how, and that when I was confronted, I did not at all try to justify my actions, or hide them at all. I came clean completely, and the burden was finally off. In my appeal, I am respectfully asking for the sanctions to be lessened to, at most, a suspension from the university so that I can still graduate, albeit not on time. I have not yet sent in the letter, as I still have a few more days to submit the appeal, and I am waiting for my attorney to look at the letter tomorrow and give me any advice. The reason I got an attorney was so that I could either A. heavily grovel, an attorney cannot be present during the hearing, and the attorney would just help me before I go in, or B. basically sue the school saying that sanctions are too harsh. I will not be denying my actions. The school has sufficient proof that I use the professor's login credentials for my own benefit. I have to come clean, and just hope that the school shows mercy. If the appeal does not go well, I will resort to Plan B, which is getting the attorney directly involved. Any advice on what I should say during the hearing, or anything else that I should do? Yeah, maybe you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Just, probably cheating on something and, just straight up planting a camera thinking that you can get away with it whenever you want. Not the best idea. And, you're trying to contest this even though they have undeniable proof of what you were doing being there. Yeah, good luck wasting that money on that attorney. I highly doubt that you will be getting your way with this, but, just waste your money however you want. Am I the a-hole for not babysitting my coworker? Hi, so I work for a team lead at this sandwich place. It's a pretty relaxed environment overall, but we do get the occasional rush with a lot of customers coming in. Anyways, I'ma get right to the point. There is a person that was hired about 4 weeks ago. I'll call her D. D is very awkward and shy, which is normal for new people, I guess. I tried to do the small talk with her at first, but she just doesn't seem like she wants to open up to me. She seems to get along with the other team lead more than me. D has been having hiccups here and there, but it's so frustrating having to deal with the stuff that she does and sometimes just acts like it's incompetent. I'll give examples. One time she asked me where these bags were, and I got frustrated with her because she needs to find these things herself. I can't hold her the entire time, and got onto her about it, and she said that she'd been here for weeks, and now so that she knows where they're at. She just stood there awkwardly afterwards and proceeded to walk around cluelessly until I finally got the bags for her and handed them to her. Look, let's be real, our eyes work, so I don't understand why she couldn't do that herself. Another big thing is that she's been on drive-thru. If a customer wants to change their order, you can only use the manager's code to change it or remove something. There's been times where a customer told her that they wanted to switch out something or wanted to remove something, so she comes to me like a lost puppy whenever I'm clearly busy and asks for the code. Yeah, I know this isn't her fault, but there was one time where I caught her putting in random numbers on the screen because she was trying to figure out the code herself. I asked her what she was doing, and she said that she was nervous because it felt like she was bothering me. If you're gonna work in food service, you need a backbone for one. And I told her that she should have just instead of stalling for time. Another time, I caught her trying to get a fountain drink or something, and she noticed that the drink wasn't coming out right. I quickly came over and I told her that the drink needs to be switched out. She stands there clueless, as usual, and asks how to do that. I will admit, I did have an attitude, but for a good reason. She ends up saying, well, nobody showed me how to refill the drinks, and I don't know where they are kept at. I just stood and looked at her. Again, not hand-holding someone that's been there for 4 weeks already. I ended up having to do it for her again. Yesterday, Dee overheard me ranting to another coworker about her and heard me calling her a stupid A person. It was wrong of me, but I was very fed up with having to baby her all of the time. She ended up telling the other team lead that then our manager found out now that it's a whole drama, and I'm even more pissed off with her taking what I said out of context. My job is already stressful enough. Am I the a-hole? Oh yes, very much so, because I'll tell you this right now, when I started working jobs, yeah, I think up until like the 6th or 7th week, I didn't really get everything all the way nailed down. Plus also, if you need a key code for that, for a specific thing, it's most likely that that is because you need a manager's override, which they're not able to do themselves, and if things are a little busy, it can be a little frustrating when you happen to have, like, other people waiting on their orders, and you're stuck having to wait for the manager to come over and type things in. Am I the a-hole for telling my girlfriend that she is too obsessed with anime/video games? So first, I'm new to Reddit, and English isn't my first language, so please bear with me. My M23 girlfriend, F22, met at an anime convention earlier this year, and started dating a couple of months ago. Since we are both really busy. I with work, and she just started her PhD. This Christmas is our first time off together. She has always been into video games and anime and that stuff. I am too, so I found it quite endearing. We would watch them together or play together every weekend. But since then, she has some time off now, I'm just seeing how obsessed she is with that. She changed literally every wallpaper on her phone, PC, tablet, etc. to some anime/game character that she's been playing on her PS5 non-stop. She ordered some merch as a treat for herself for Christmas. All she's wearing lately is merch. She's talking non-stop all about those things. Working all day on her cosplays for next year and so on. Like I said, I have those interests too, but isn't that all a bit too much? At least, that's what I told her, because I kind of snapped when she refused to go somewhere with my friends, that are partly hers also, because she wants to do an anime marathon with her best friend. I mean, she suggested that we meet my friends on the next day, but I'm pretty sure that she's going to come up with that obsession of hers and refuse to go anyway. So I told her that she needs to talk to that therapist of hers about her crazy obsession, and she would rather be studying and working on her exams and everything that are coming up in the beginning of 2022 than wasting her time on those things. She got really mad at me because I can't even let her have fun in her free time, which is total BS. Because, of course, she can have fun, but that is just obsessive behavior and makes her really unattractive. Now she is refusing to text me back or pick up my calls. She still lives with her aunt and her family, and they won't even let me in their house so that I could talk to her personally. My best friend said that I am really overreacting and all, but I'm still convinced that she could turn her obsession down a little bit and take stuff seriously. We are adults, for God's sakes, and shouldn't be wasting all of our time on that. Especially since she is only a student and doesn't even have a real job yet. But I'm just starting to miss her, so am I the a-hole? Edit, thanks for all the replies. I realized I was wrong for saying that, and she finally let me apologize. She broke up with me though, because apparently I am a controlling, misogynistic a-hole who doesn't respect her enough. So I guess it's either that way, because if she goes that far as coming up with such BS because of realizing that we have a problem together, she's way too much into her obsession. It makes her unattractive anyways, so thanks for everyone who made me realize that we just don't fit together. So let me get this straight. You met at an anime convention, y'all started dating because you guys have a mutual interest in anime, and then you get upset because she likes anime just a little bit more than you, is that right? Tell me that doesn't sound as stupid as can be. There's absolutely nothing wrong with liking anime, and if you have a passion for something, I think that's really cool. Having somebody that you date that has a passion for something that you also have an interest in, I think is pretty damn cool. So going out and straight up saying that what she wears makes her unattractive because it happens to be anime, that's just immature, okay? Would I be the a-hole for saying that my girlfriend and I aren't going to Anime Expo, and if she has to leave Monday and I have to leave on Sunday? Context is required here. My girlfriend is disabled, incredibly poor eyesight. So, I tend to be pretty protective. My girlfriend and I live together. We've gone to cons in our home state of Louisiana and in nearby states a few times. This would be the furthest away. She was accepted as a performer at Anime Expo in Los Angeles. Hey, congratulations. I'd love for her to perform, but her assigned spot is for Monday. I work Monday to Friday, 8 to 5. And since until I hit a 90-day mark, which would be around June 11th or so, I'm classified as temporary. I'm not eligible for benefits, including paid time off. Until then, and I highly doubt that I'd have any days off by the time that Anime Expo rolls around. Now, I knew that what I was getting into when I took the job. And I have been looking for alternatives and benefits from day one, and a shorter or even no commute time, including emote work. But nothing has worked on at that front yet, so I'm assuming I'll have this job at the time of Anime Expo, by which point I will be a full-time employee. When she brought it up that day, I said that I'd love to go to the con if we could make it work financially. But I can't take Monday off, and I wouldn't want her to stay in another state without me for a day. She brought up that one of her friends lives in Los Angeles, and that another friend from Houston did take a day off and would be in Los Angeles for the convention. I said that I wouldn't even want her to stay out of state an extra day without me if it was with my best friend that I've known since kindergarten. I'm generally somewhat anxious of the world and tend to plan as if the worst case scenario is likely. She said that I should post here and ask, would I be the a-hole for saying that my girlfriend can't stay in another state on the other side of the country for an extra day if I have to go back to work? Just to add, we've discussed other options, like if I worked 10-hour days and the rest of the week to cover time on Monday. But that would even be rough. Like, if we took the Monday night flight back to Louisiana when I had to be into work at 8 a.m. Tuesday morning. It just seems that unless I could take Monday and Tuesday off, it wouldn't really be feasible. I was really planning for us to just not do Anime Expo until I had a better job with time off. So let me get this straight, just because she happens to have a bad sight thing, even though she already had alternatives in the form of friends who could look out for her if her sight really was that bad, you're not okay with it, so you're just outright saying we should probably just not go to the convention at all because I have to go home a day early. I'll tell you this right now, considering as somebody who actually has been going to conventions for a while, people that get invited there are either really big or there was something that the convention saw that they really enjoyed. So I would say let her have the time where she's being able to enjoy going to the convention that she got invited to. By the way, Anime Expo is one of the biggest conventions on the West Coast, and if she really needed that much assistance, odds are one of those friends would be able to stay by her side during the event. So yeah, I would say definitely the a-hole in this scenario. But with that, that is going to have to be with the video. If you guys would love to be absolutely amazing, show your support and see more videos like this one in the near future, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment down below to start up them wholesome internet discussions, and if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel and turn on them notifications. And I'll be sure to see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.